Hello there, everyone. Pearl Jr. here. I hope everybody is doing okay. It feels like I got a hair that's kind of annoying me. But anyway, guys, yesterday I saw the Michael biopic at Universal, ran into fans. A lot of fans were there. The auditorium the theater was packed, all sold out. And I would say probably 70% of the people had on some kind of Michael Jackson gear, clothes or t-shirt or even a glove, a lot of silver gloves. So anyway, so that was nice. Okay. The audience stayed until after the credits, all the credits ran. And I just couldn't help it. I got on live while I was still in the theater. And a couple of things. Well, before we do that, okay, because I'm going to tell you, never mind. Let's go through some other stuff first. Okay, Janet, who was not in the movie that we all heard, she posted today, 5 hours ago. See the Michael-like jacket? See? Okay, so she is throwing her support for her brother Michael. So Latoya had stated in front of a reporter when they had the premiere in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, that I could have went to, and I kind of regret that I didn't go. I regret. I didn't go because I had tickets for Wednesday, right? So I didn't want to go on Monday. Why go twice, right? Oh, my son is calling. All right, I'm back, guys. I am back. Sorry about that. My son was calling. He's at the store, at the Skin Butter store, and he had a question about one of our fragrances, which is an oud. Before we do that, let's do the shameless plug. See, Michael Joe, I got a little wet yesterday, but Michael Joe is one of our fragrances. It's based on the real Michael Jackson fragrance that he had decades ago, and it smells so good. It's like masculine. It's a little masculine, but it smells good. I can imagine him wearing it. Oh my God. So this is our shea butter. And of course, with all my Michael gear that I had on, well, I had a Michael t-shirt, ran into a guy with the same exact t-shirt, and it's an official Michael t-shirt because it has a signature in the back. And he had on the same exact t-shirt. I just posted it on my Facebook, so we had to take a picture together. And, but anyway, and I had that on, and the pants that I had, which were the little stripe of glitter down the side, those pants were in the final scene of the Michael movie. I'm not going to give a spoiler just yet, but I'll tell you when I'm going to give a spoiler. So those who who haven't seen yet, that I'm going to get deep into the movie. I'm going to try now. I got to go, of course. I got to go work. I got to go sell some shea butter and pay my bills, right? But anyway, the Michael Joe. So you can order it at theskinbutterstore.com or staysalldayshay.com. Okay, guys? All right. All right. So anyway, and Alive 5, I got so much. Alive 5 is going to be moved to May. We're going to release it in May because I had some problems with laryngitis that set me apart. Plus, it's hard to finish. I got one more segment to record, and then I just have to scramble it and put it in the proper timeline. Okay. But it's going to be about an hour, a little bit over an hour. I got the first draft of what the back of the DVD is going to look like. So we've already said the first. So when I get Matt's going to send it to me in a day or two, maybe later today. I'll post it and get your thoughts what Alive 5 Michael Jackson Survives to Thrive is all about. Okay, so Janet, let's get into, wait a minute. Before we do Janet, before we do the movie, Michael's cinema score. Okay, we've heard about Rotten Tomatoes, and they have been rotten. I want to get into Rotten Tomatoes on the views, on their rating. Rotten Tomatoes regarding Michael. Now it is at a 39%. So it was reported at 27% approval rating, and it's moving up. Now it's at 39%, but it's 150 reviews. And the popcorn meter Oh my God, 500 plus verified ratings is now at 95%. What does that mean? What does 95% mean? Okay, this is the Michael movie. So the ratings are going up and the movie is not even officially out until tomorrow. Okay, what does the popometer mean? Verified audience, all audience. Oh my God, where do I vote? Where do I vote? How do I vote? How do I vote? How do I vote? I don't know how I vote. Okay, but anyway, look, the real audience, 95% approval. And that has gone from 27 to 39. But let me tell you, they're haters on Rotten Tomato, but we fans, we show up for our boy, right? We show up for him, right? So watch this. When I put in the ratings for Leaving Neverland, look how much haters they are. Okay, Leaving Neverland. What's the ratings for Leaving Neverland? One movie. Here we go. Where is their Rotten Tomatoes ratings? I saw that. I'm gonna have to Google it then, because it's showing one TV show. Maybe it comes up here. Okay, here it is. Here's their rating for Leaving Neverland. Let you know that the critics that you have to sign up for and be chosen to be a critic, I believe, on Rotten Tomato. I'm not a Rotten Tomato aficionado. I don't understand everything. But this was Rotten Tomatoes. Okay? They gave it a 98% with 60 lies in it. Come on. And a 26% pop. This is the real audience that matters. Okay? I believe. Okay? But let you know what haters they are. Okay? So, but anyway, so we're just going to keep pushing the Michael movie up. But the cinema score for the Michael movie is an A-. Okay. So I know I got to get the ratings in. Let me go to, I think it's on Facebook, and I think it's called Cinema Score, CINEMA score. Cinema Score ratings. Here we go. Cinema Store ratings. And I saw it on Michael. Here it is. Okay. Cinema Score ratings. Early audiences are rising to their feet. Michael receives an A- cinema score. It's in theaters everywhere. So that's an A-. So the ratings are going up, and then the Internet Movie Database, imdb.com. I voted on that one. And so you guys find as many as you can and rate it the highest you can possibly rate it, right? So here's Internet Movie Database. And, now it's a 7.6, but they're hard. And it's 7,500 ratings. See, you're rating 10 out of 10. Okay, so it's moving up. We got to get that to an 8 or a 9. Okay, so everybody vote. All right, so a lot of stuff. So I got that. LaToya is looking so much better. She's still very thin, but she's not as anorexic looking. She doesn't remember when Whitney Houston came out at the Michael 30th anniversary and everybody was like, oh my God, Whitney, oh my God. And her shoulders were so thin that she was pointing. Well, LaToya didn't look like that. She did not. So we are glad that she put on a couple of pounds. So let's go to Instagram. And let's look at LaToya. And she showed up at the Hollywood premiere. And let's put in LaToya. Who's leaving me messages? Let's put in LaToya Jackson. Let's put her in here. Close this and LaToya. You guys, I'm going to be 63 in like 2 weeks. Can you believe that? Cecil is already 69. Oh my God, we get old so quickly. Okay, LaToya. LaToya is Cecil at age. She's 69, but she's getting ready to be 70 May 29th, and her and Reby. And Reby, I think, is going to be like 76 or 77, 76, I think. Here we go. And here's LaToya. She looks great. Hold on. I wish I could pay for a facelift. I wish I could pay to get some surgery. I wish I had some money to do that. Okay. But she's looking so much better. She's looking, there you go. There you go. See her shoulders? She looks a little flush. She looks good. She doesn't look as thin. Okay. Let's see what other ones she has posted of herself. She is thin. Don't get me wrong. She is thin. But she doesn't look too bad. She just, yeah. Hello, Latoya, girl. I'm glad you put on a couple pounds, at least probably 5 or 10. And that's really good news. That's super, 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 super good news. Okay, because I was worried about her. Let's see her turn around. She's getting ready to turn around and come down the steps. There you go. Yeah, she looks good. She looks good. Very thin still. Still very, very thin. But not like Whitney Houston looked. Okay? All right. All right, Latoya. Thank you. Now, what else am I going to talk about? I haven't seen Omar. I haven't seen Dante. And of course, we haven't seen Paris. Okay. I know Catherine was there. Catherine was there. Okay. Let's look at this. Miss Catherine Jackson, I think is the name of it's not her official page, but it could be. Here we go. They post a lot of really good stuff. This one. Okay. Let's see. She posted a picture. Oh, here we go. With Coleman Domingo and Catherine. There you go. Coleman Domingo. Hey. Hey, girl. Now, she getting ready to be 96 on May 4th. In a week and a half. You know, I don't even think it's 2 weeks away. She getting ready to be 96. And look, her hands are still straight. They ain't bent with arthritis or anything. You know, hey girl, hey. Yeah, and then before she played her, Nia Long, who plays Catherine in the movie, she met her this night. She hadn't met her before. She met her this night. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's see. We didn't see little Abu, right? Jermaine's little boy. He didn't show up this time because he was a show stealer. Stealing Jafar's his time, right? But his wife came this time without she looked a little dark there, darker than she looked at the other ones, but without a tiara. Okay, but she dresses really pretty. Okay, she dresses really pretty. All right. Somebody said she's Cuban instead of Puerto Rican. Okay, I don't know. She one of the Latin countries. Okay. So anyway, so let's see what else I want to talk about because I'm getting ready to get deep into some stuff in a minute. Okay. Let's see. Catherine was there. Nia gets to meet. I got that. We need Marlon's wife. Okay. Because I'm seeing a lot of comments where black people are like, where are the black women at? Okay. Marlon's wife is black. Carol, she's always in the background and she's beautiful. And they've been married over 40 years, right? Probably 50 years because Marlon's got to be over 68. Yeah. 50. Marlon is 68. They've been married 50 years because I think Marlon married her when he was 18. So we need Carol's beautiful Carol, Marlon's wife. You want to see what she looks like? She needs to be there representing because I think Deals was there. I think I saw him there. And his wife, oh my God, Toya died. It's so sad. Deals lost his mama and his wife. Gosh, Deals. But let's put Marlon Jackson, wife, Carol. Her name is Carol. And she's beautiful. She's beautiful. Okay, so let's do this one. See how pretty she is? She's beautiful, but we don't see her. You know, we just don't see her anymore. And I'm sure she's kept herself up. So you need to step out, girl, because people are saying, where the black ladies at? And there you are. Okay. All right. So, so Marlon's wife, she never shows up, but I hope she does. Let's see. Jan and Rand. Didn't see Randy. Janet and Randy, they two peas in a pod. At least that's what I was thought to believe. Neither one of them. Randy, they kind of had him in the movie a little, but no, I'll get to that in a minute. Omar ain't been there. Dante, what's up with Dante? Latoya meets the lady that played her in the role. Nia meets Kate. Let's see. No Brandon. How come Brandon ain't never nowhere to be seen? You know, Brandon's been a friend of the family if he ain't Michael's son, but everything matches that he is Michael's son. Every single solitary thing matches. Okay. He's been a long time presence. Lots of celebrities. Ron Isley from the Isley Brothers. Usher was there. Bill Bellamy. A lot of stars were there. Let's see. Now I've been wondering. Okay. Paris says that the movie's full of lies, but I know the script has changed. You know why I know the script has changed from what actually ended up on the screen? Number one, they said they had to do the reshoots because they had to edit out all the Geordie Chandler stuff, okay, because of an NDA they both signed, which means, Geordie, you can't go out calling me a pedophile and I can't bring it up either. And I understand in negotiations with lawyers, of course, that makes perfect sense. So, but that's in perpetuity, which means forever and ever and ever, okay? So that's why they had to reshoot it. Now, the script has changed much from the time that Paris read it and what ended up on the screen. My friend, who was hired very early on, that's in the credits of the Michael movie, she told me that, she said, that's not the script, that's not what we shot. She told me they spent 30 days at Neverland, shooting at Neverland. Okay, and which Neverland is not even in it. Michael bought Neverland in 1988. The movie ends in 1988. Okay, but I wonder why Dante's missing. Dante is Jafar's brother. You know, that's a little weird that Dante ain't around. Okay, Michael Bush and Vincent Patterson are pissed off. Okay, they're pissed off because they weren't invited to the play. Michael Bush was Michael's clothing person. Here, let me try to get this. He wrote this book, The King of Style. See it? He wrote this book, right? And just let you know that I do read the books and stuff. And it's about Michael and wardrobe and all his costumes and how they made them and all this other stuff. He was mad, and so he said that what he did, since he wasn't invited to the premiere, what he did was he went to Forest Lawn and spent the day at Forest Lawn at an empty crypt where nobody was in there. And no, Michael Bush, I don't believe that you dressed Michael Jackson for 9 hours. Sorry, I don't believe that. Okay, you 3 people dressed a body that fell asleep and died for 9 hours and put makeup on and used a duplicate outfit. Sorry. Michael would get his own brand new outfit. You said duplicate just in case the real one shows up, right? Okay. So I don't know, but that's what he said he did. Okay. Vincent Patterson is a 75-year-old, but he was the, I'll show you guys. Vincent Patterson, Michael Jackson. He has a long list of accolades. He's a choreographer. So he helped choreograph Smooth Criminal, Beat It, a lot of stuff, right? So he was, and it was his era when he was with Michael. So his feelings a little hurt, you know, because he also helped with the short films. And Vincent Patterson, let's see. So he was mad, and he's saying they're being pushed out, and you know, films, where's the Michael Jackson? Okay. He choreographed music video, Smooth Criminal, The Way You Make Me Feel, Dirty Diana, Speed Demon, Black or White. Also, he was in Beat It. Michael Peterson was on one side and the other white dude was on the other side. And they did the Beat It. So he said that he's really hurt and he's really upset that he was not invited to the premiere. So I'm sorry, guys, you know. Hold on. I almost said something. Let me make sure I got my other ones. Okay, I got that one. I got that. I got the cinema score. Okay. I want to get into, let me see if I could pull it up first. I think he talked to me hold on. Okay. If you guys have watched my live documentaries, now I see more people showing up, but my numbers ain't changed up there. But anyway, I see, let me know that you're watching, guys. Oh yeah, I see all the hearts. Hi, I see all the hearts going. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. He is, Marcus Williams. Marcus Williams, maybe it's just in my, hold on, let me see if I can find it. He sent me a song that he says that I don't think I want to get into this right now. Let me see if I can do it real quick, because I want to get into spoiler alerts. I haven't said any yet, but if you just wait. Okay, so here we are. Okay, let's see who's left me messages. Okay. Here, let's see. Okay. Let's see where this goes. Oh, it was Facebook. It was Facebook that he left me the message. So let me go to Facebook on here. And it was in my, in here. And where is Marcus? Okay. Marcus Williams. Okay, here we go. Marcus Williams. No, I gotta do this. I gotta go to my messages. Okay. Marcus Williams. I'm pretty sure he sent me something. I looked the other day and it was, yeah, here it is. Okay. Marcus Williams is somebody that's in my life for 3 or 4. I think it's 4. And he pretends like he's singing for Michael. He pretends like he's Michael, right? And that he's singing, but he's really lip syncing. Because years ago, before I did a live 4, him and I talked to his manager, and I said, okay, if you want me to believe that this is you singing exactly like Michael, and he's from Norway too, which is where Omar's from, right? Then I want to do a Zoom, and I want you to sing a cappella the lyrics I give you. The lyrics I give you, I want you to sing. That way, I could feel pretty confident that you sound exactly like him, because I was sent a video of him and then they forgot to take out a little bit of background singers and there were no background singers in the room. All right. So anyway, he contacts me. On Tuesday, on Tuesday. And he's saying the world is on its own. And he sends me this clip, right? To listen to it, right? Without suggestions, and with this oppression, it's like the world is on its own. The world is on its own. Now, we all know about AI, right? We all know AI can write songs, AI can sound just like an artist, and all this other stuff, right? So I'm thinking that this is some AI, but it has some peculiarities in it, like the way Michael pronounces words is a little bit peculiar, but I guess a computer could pick up on that. Or is this one of an incomplete song that Michael wrote? Like he said that he released the song by Teddy Riley and Blackstreet called Joy. And Teddy Riley had said him and Michael were working on it. It was eventually completed by Blackstreet, and it's a beautiful song. I love it. And I love the song, but I love the way Michael sings it better. Teddy Riley had said that him and Michael only finished 1 verse. Well, guess what? 1 verse is all that Marcus released too. Okay? So this guy, I do not believe that I think that he's fake, or he's been hired by Michael some kind of way to try to say with all these songs that like earned it, right? Earned it. was written and produced and released after the death announcement. I believe that it's 100% Michael singing, but Marcus says it's him. There's not just the sound of the song and the voice. It's just that me and Peter Michael Bobby, that I believe is Michael Jackson, talked about the song, earned it, and then within a week or days he released it, right? Because you can buy tracks, you can buy karaoke tracks with music, and then you just sing to it. It's very simple to do, right? So but he contacted me, so I wanted you guys to kind of hear, and then on the YouTube page, it doesn't say who's singing. Okay, so here's the YouTube page. Okay, and it does sound like AI. Like here, this part doesn't sound like Michael. Sounds like AI. The verses. But this part. Okay. So anyway, it hasn't got that many views, 62 views, right? And so here it is. And his middle name is it's something, Neuroz or something, Neuroz. But he doesn't say he's singing it. He doesn't say he's singing it. Okay, he doesn't say the vocals are by him. Yeah, they're Neuroz. Okay, and I just thought I'd let you guys know that he's back at it. Okay, I don't know what's going to happen with this song. I have no idea, but it's a mixture to me that it could be because when I covered the IRS case with Michael, they talked about a lot of parts of songs that Michael had, like hundreds, if not thousands of parts of songs, licks, hooks, pieces of songs and stuff like that, because a song development takes a lot of time and a lot of work. So, and then Teddy Riley, he said they didn't finish, the second verse of the song Joy. Okay. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. That was in my notes. Okay. Now we're going to get into the movie. Okay. So spoiler alert. So if you don't want to know, some spoiler things in the movie, it's your chance right now to cut me off. Cut me off right now. If you don't mind, because I'm not going to tell you everything, but I'm going to tell you some big things, okay, about the movie, okay, and I'm going to commentate. Last night, okay, you going? Okay. Last night, I couldn't sleep, okay. She doesn't sound exactly, some of the girl from Climax, she doesn't sound exactly, but her voice is similar, okay. But anyway, last night I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep because I was like kind of torn on how to really review the movie. Jafar dancing is incredibly great. Okay, he captured Michael so well. And his acting was great too for a first-time actor. You believed him. He was not like acting. Sometimes you see bad actors, they look like they're acting. He didn't. He acted like he was just, like a movie. He was good. Okay. Coleman Domingo playing Joe was great, but the reason why I had a nightmare is for two reasons. And things got better as the sun rose. So if you ever feel like super depressed while it's dark, just make it to the daylight. And Paris said that one time too. Just make it to the sunlight. Things will be much better when the sun comes up. Seriously. So if you feel like you're suicidal or depressed or whatever, just wait till the morning. Just wait till the sun rises. I promise you will feel so much better. Will your troubles go away? I don't know, but you'll feel better. It's not as doom and gloom when the sun comes up. All right. So I was like, couldn't sleep. I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna, I hate the fact that they did this to Joe Jackson. I hate that they made him the monster. They made him the father from hell. Okay? They made him into just a terrible person with no redeeming qualities. And the one redeeming quality he had is that he cared about his family. They pushed that aside as if that was irrelevant. Like that didn't matter. Okay? That bothers me. Now, and I was going to, because every movie has to have an antagonist. Joe is the definite antagonist. And I thought about it and I said, dang, if Michael was still alive and he was a part of this movie, he wouldn't let that happen. And then I thought about it and I said, and the sun came up and it came to me that that's where Michael was in his life thinking about Joe. That is how Michael felt at that time, thinking about his father and trying to break free from under his father's grasp. That's how he felt. Now, the movie, the way it started, was as if Michael didn't want to sing. He wanted to play instead. And Joe pushed him into singing. We all know in American Dream, which was produced by the Jackson family and Jermaine, and Michael was not playing dead at that time, right? Tito, Jermaine, and Jackie had a singing group, and Michael wanted to be in their group, and Joe picks him up and said, "You too little. You can't be in the group. You too little." Michael decided to sing "Climb Every Mountain" at the talent show to prove to his father that he's good enough to be in his brother's group, right? And then he got in the group, and then, of course, they had to let Marlon in the group, too, right? Because Catherine wasn't having Marlon not be a part of the group. Hell no. Marlon had his twin, Brandon, die on him, so she already had a special affinity for Marlon, because he survived when the other brother died, the twin brother died. Brandon, of all names, Brandon, right? Like Brandon Howard, right? So, so at the beginning of the movie, they didn't set that up right? They didn't set that up right. Because people could construe that Joe made Michael do it. Joe was the most motivated, determined person in that family. Second was Michael. Sometimes, of course, Michael wanted to play sometime. Of course he did. Of course he had his fantasy sometime. Because he's a kid, damn it. He's a kid. But Michael was ambitious as hell as a child. As a child, Michael wanted the fame, the success, the number one. He wanted that badly. Okay. So that kind of, set it up to where, oh, here comes Joe. Joe's going to make him do it. And then the whooping was for such a stupid reason. It was just like, no, Joe beat your ass because not because you just sassed back a tiny bit. You know what I mean? It was, Michael would run and throw shoes at his father and talk back and yell back and stuff like that. Michael was the boldest of all kids that fought up against Joe. But Joe eventually won, and Michael was submissive to Joe. Okay? And I understand all that. So I kind of let up off of that, because that is where the relationship was through those years, up into 1988, when Michael finally broke completely free from Joe with the Bad Tour and his brothers with the Bad Tour. And for whatever reason, the movie wanted to make that triumphant, that he's leaving his family behind. That's triumphant, right? So I thought about, the director. Not the director, the writer of the movie, John Logan. I thought about him, and I'm like, he didn't know a lot of stuff. Like some of the songs were out of sequence. Like they had Suzanne DePass discovering them while they're singing a Motown song. That was on Motown. What? You got that wrong? And so there was a little disclaimer right before all the song credits came up, right? And there was "Rest in Peace, Tito." I got more to say about it. In loving memory of Tito Jackson, which is very sweet, but no in loving memory of Joe Jackson. And damn show ain't nothing mentioned about Michael. Loving memory of Michael Jackson. We miss you, brother. You know what I mean? Nothing. The only one that got emotional about Michael is Jackie. And that didn't have anything to do with the death. He just was remembering back, and it reminded him so much of Michael, and Jackie's emotional. He cries the most, it's still sweet. It's still sweet. And like I said, Jafar did a great job. So I was upset, dang, we ain't got enough black fathers in the black community. And, then we gonna make the father the devil, and how evil is he, and, and how mean. And then pretty much Catherine, she spent the whole morning, kind of snarling at Joe, snarling at him. Didn't have no wonderful love moments between the two. And they had them because they had 10 kids. Okay. One died, right? They were married for many, many decades, right? Joe cheated. They never got divorced. They never got divorced, even when Joe moved out of the house and was with Giovanni's mother, right? And Joe moved to Las Vegas and all that stuff, but they never got divorced, right? And but they were apart for many decades too. But at least in American Dream, it showed them looking at them on the victory tour and hugging like, these are our children. We're so proud of them. Nothing like that in this. Oh my God. No, there's no beautiful moments between Catherine and Joe. No black love. None. Okay. None. Okay. And I thought about it, right? And I said, who is this writer? My friend who is so, she loves gay people. She loves gay people. And she says to me, I thought Michael was a little gay in the movie. And I was like, gay? Oh my God. I said, I never saw him attracted to another man or a boy or anything. I never saw that. What do you mean gay? Then she said, well, they made him too soft, kind of sissy type, kind of too sissified, in the movie. And I was thinking, I said, but is that gay really? I'm not quite sure, because gay means you like having sex with the same sex. That's what gay means. And sometimes when you want somebody in the same sex relationship takes on a more masculine role, and somebody still takes on a more feminine role, even in the same sex. They still have their gender roles, right? And I said, no, but then I thought about it, and I'm like, well, they didn't show Michael with not one love interest, not one. And I couldn't sleep at night. I was pissed off about that. I said, with the allegations, the allegations of Michael being a pedophile and his sexual interest was to a little boy, they missed an opportunity here. Okay. They missed an opportunity to introduce Michael to women in that kind of way. They missed it. So I was mad the whole night, pissed off about it. Right. Well, John Logan is married to a man. He is gay. Okay. So I don't know if that skewed him to making Michael more feminine. Now, Michael did like animals, but Michael got his love from animals from Papa Joe. Michael got his love from animals from Joe, right? So I was kind of like thinking, and then when Bubbles came, which was AI, when Bubbles came, Joe kind of fanned it off like, oh, brother, but Joe loved animals too, right? So John Logan kind of missed some things, Now, without any love interest, a girl, okay, I went back and I read this. I didn't read the whole thing again, but I read most of it. I read some of it this morning. And I was thinking of the time up until 1988, what were the women in Michael's life, right? Teresa Gonzalez, she has in this book, she has photos of her and Michael in New York, okay? And she was a part of Michael's life when he went to New York to film The Wiz, okay? And then I found this photo that I had in here. I don't remember if she gave it to me or I got it some kind of way, but it's like a real photo. Like this is what they gave out and signed, but it's not signed. And it's little Michael Jackson. See how little he is? Okay. So, anyway, So in here, there are pictures of Teresa with Michael. Let me show them to you guys. Okay, there you go. This is Teresa Gonzalez right there. Okay. All right. This is her, a picture she took with Michael, of Michael, I think. Oh, we sat alone for 2 hours. Okay. Here's Michael and Teresa. There's Michael and Teresa. Okay. Here is Michael, Teresa, and her friend. Okay. And she stayed, I think she was from New York. And here is Teresa with Latoya. Because if you guys are Michael Jacksonologists like I am, right? You know that Latoya was sent to kind of be Michael's chaperone, or to keep Michael company, while he filmed The Wiz in New York, right? And so the reason why she stood out was because when she used to write Michael letters, she would number them. Smart girl. She would number them. And when she numbered them, she stood out because he could read them in order. When he got his fan mail, he knew hers and he would put them in order. So she stood out. So she got to meet Michael and spend time with them. Well, and remember the time in this book. Now, me and Teresa had a falling out. Don't let me forget to tell you guys what happened. We had a falling out. I've met her. She signed my book. Okay. I bought this book from her, so I contributed to her. And I think I interviewed her. Somewhere. But anyway, so she has proof that she was with Michael in an intimate setting, and the sister and everything. So she tells about her relationship with Michael, her off and on relationship with Michael. And it started, I believe, at around 1976. And then it went all the way to the 90s, right? Oops. Sorry about that. Let me turn this back on. All the way to the 90s, right? Off and on. She had kids in between. Now, she tells about a time at the Wiz when they had sex in their apartment. And I kind of believe her, okay? Because this is how she says that they had sex, right? Latoya was there as the chaperone, and Michael gave her the bed because it was a 2-bedroom. Michael's bedroom was a dud. Latoya had the frissy, beautiful bedroom. But so Michael Michael said he shares his bed. She took the bed and Michael went and slept on the couch. Okay. Michael said, no, you can have my bed, because he's a gentleman and he's so kind. And you can have my bed and I'll go to the couch. So the story is he gets up in the middle of the night. And she says, I could hear him peeing. He got out to use the bathroom. She said, I can hear him peeing. And her door was cracked. And so he came in. He said, oh, you can't sleep either? Or she said to him, you can't sleep either? Then he comes in the room. He shuts the door. And they were so very, very nervous. She said he was more nervous than her. And they started kissing, tongue kissing, and then it turned into sex, right? Now, gotta remember Michael's songs, Rock With You, that's about having sex. Rock With You is I want to F you. I want to have sex with you. That's what Rock With You is. Okay. Let me think of more stuff. Rock With You, Billie Jean, In the Round, which means you're changing positions when you're having sex. That's about sex too. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. That's about sex as well, right? So Michael was writing all these songs about sex, right? So him and Teresa Gonzalez had sex, okay? So then, but Latoya really didn't like Teresa around because Stephanie Mills was around and Michael was dating Stephanie Mills, right? The singer, R&B singer, Stephanie Mills, right? So, and Latoya was rooting for Stephanie Mills, right? Meanwhile, we got Mickey also hanging with Michael. Meanwhile, Michael's taking Diana Ross to the award show, right? And Tatum O'Neal. So throughout this, and Ramonica Harris. So we're talking about Teresa, Stephanie Mills, Ramonica Harris, Tatum O'Neal, and Teresa Gonzalez. Okay, there's Teresa Gonzalez and who else? And Mickey Howard. Okay. All right. Now, when I talked to Teresa way back in around '09, and then we had dinner together, then we walked to Havenhurst and kind of reminisced and stuff, and she told me stories. Now, I didn't know at the time anything about Brandon Howard at that time that I met Teresa. Didn't know anything about a Brandon Howard, right? And I asked her, I said, do you think Michael got the condo so you and him could be together? And she was kind of like vague, like, no, I don't think so. She doesn't talk about the condo. I mean, I read the book once, but it was a long time ago, and I'm reading it with a different perspective now. Okay. She doesn't talk about them meeting up at the condo. She talks about them, again, they had sex in the car. Okay. They would meet up at a park. Remember the time? Okay. Spain. He talks about Spain, and it's been rattling around in my head because she calls the book Remember the Time, which she believes the song was about her. In the park, after dark, we stayed on the phone for hours and hours, right? But I was like, but Spain, how's Spain? Encino Park. Encino is Spanish. The Encino Park is Spanish. So they would meet up at the park, but they had sex in the car up on Mulholland Drive somewhere. Okay. So Michael, those intimate moments that he had with girls were so personal and so private, but the girls ended up not waiting for him because Michael's career came first. Mickey is the one that got pregnant. Okay. Teresa and Michael, she said they didn't have any protection either, but we're talking about pre-AIDS. We're talking about maybe syphilis or something, or what's the other crabs or something, but no AIDS and no what's the other one? Herpes. They weren't out back then in the 70s. Okay. So chlamydia, I think, may have been out or something, but those were things you just took antibiotics for and you got rid of it, right? Or you clean or use the soap to get rid of the crabs or something, right? But they had unprotected sex. She talks about it in this book. What a freaking missed opportunity. John Branca, John McClane, okay, missed opportunity to introduce Michael as someone who loved girls and had girlfriends. That messed me up because we had 6 choices at that time. Now she talks about Billie Jean in the movie, right? She talks about Billie Jean. In the book, she talks about Billie Jean in the book, right? And the song Billie Jean. Now, Michael tells her, and I can't stay so much longer. I got to get out of here. So Michael tells her that because meanwhile, they're off and on relationship, and I'm, oh God, and I got to tell the Joe story too. I got to tell a couple of her stories in here because they're very good. Okay, so Billie Jean, right? Michael tells her it's about her, right? And she believes the song is about her, right? And I'm thinking, nah, it ain't. But I didn't know when I first read it, but I reread it today. The song ain't about you, girl. Okay. And the condo Michael bought 2 months before Brandon was born while Mickey was still pregnant. Michael kept his girls separate. They didn't even know about each other, except for Stephanie Mills knew about Teresa and Teresa knew about Stephanie. And I don't know about the other ones, but I don't think many of them knew about Mickey Howard. Okay. So because Teresa had got pregnant and had a son, and the father said it wasn't my baby. So Michael told her that song was about her, but it ain't true. I'm gonna tell you why it ain't true. Okay, so all of a sudden, somebody, they're not supposed to know who Teresa Gonzalez is, from Star Magazine calls her, gets her phone number and contacts her and says, I want to do a story about you and about you being Billie Jean. She's like, I don't even know how that happened. What happened? Michael, she said, okay, I don't know, but I'm going to ask Michael if he wants me to do it. Now she's able to get in touch with Michael, and Michael says, sure, just make sure they pay you, right? Sure, do the story. Okay, that was another diversion of Michael's. Now we've heard, oh, it's about groupies, right? Michael done told that lie that the Billie Jean's about groupies. It's about some girl that said he got her pregnant and it wasn't true, but it was true. Some other story. He says it's a true story. He says it's a true story. And that's going to be in, I'm going to put that in when I redo a live 4, that he says Billie Jean is based off of true story. It ain't Teresa Gonzalez. It's Brandon Howard. Michael did that as a diversion. Okay, set her up for that as a diversion so that people wouldn't be looking for Mickey Howard and Brandon Howard. Okay, you know, everything matches. You watch a live 4, there's so much proof that Brandon is Michael's son. I got 7 more things to add, 7 more facts to add. Okay, 7 more. Okay, so that was that. Now, she tells a story about Joe, and this kind of triggered me about Joe. Now, Michael made a date with her at a certain time, meet him at Havenhurst at 7 p.m. And they would, you know, talk or go do something or go out. Well, Michael didn't show up and she waited an hour, didn't show up. And then Janet and Randy, I think, came out and Randy gave her money, said, Michael told me to give you some money so you can go stay at a hotel, because she was from New York. And then she came out here. Michael told her to move out here. She moved out here, but then Michael ignored her because Michael was busy building his career. His number one thing was his career. So, and then we learned through this movie that Joe had Michael 9 to 5. And then at night, Michael had to do the recording of Thriller at night. Okay. That's, at least that's what this movie said. That's what Michael said. Right. So anyway, so Teresa, the next morning, got a hotel with the money. The next morning, she walks to Havenhurst, and Joe's in the parking lot. She's buzzing. Joe's washing his car. He opens the gate. She comes down, and he's like, what do you think? You think you're Michael's girlfriend? This is how the story she tells. You think you're Michael's girlfriend? You think because you went to the movies with him, went out to dinner with him a couple of times and spent time with him, that you're his girlfriend? You are not his girlfriend. And she said, well, and you're not this, Michael doesn't want to see you anymore. And she says, well, I want Michael to tell me that. And Joe got mad. And she said he took her by the arm, dug his hands into her skin and pushed her, walked her all the way out the gate. She said she wanted to cry, but she didn't cry at that time. And then Michael had heard, because Michael was in the house. Michael had heard what happened. And so afterwards, I think him and Janet or somebody, him and LaToya, went after her. Okay. And she was mad at Michael for allowing that to happen, for mistreating her, having a date that he couldn't make and all this other stuff. Right. So I was thinking, so that brought me to, yeah, at that time, Michael did not like Joe. He didn't. And Joe was controlling every aspect of his life. And yes, Michael had something to do with the making of this movie, and because of all the inner struggles that he had with Joe. Now, this is a missed opportunity by the estate to show that Michael's a regular heterosexual male, right? They could have had him dating, because he went and saw The Wiz 6-7 times, right? And he was cozying up with Stephanie Mills. He wanted to be with her. Right? All right. Mickey Howard, meanwhile, Joe, I believe, didn't want Teresa there because Mickey was there. Because Mickey was living at the house and Mickey was Joe's talent. So that's why Teresa was pushed out, I believe, is because Mickey started showing up in 1979. She was pregnant in 1980, right? And I don't think Teresa knew about it, right? So Teresa later moved out because Michael wasn't paying that much attention to her. She moved back to Atlanta, then she moved back out here. So in the 90s, they happened to meet up at the park all the time. One day she driving through the park. Let me just see if Michael's in the parking lot. Michael's sitting in his car in the parking lot. She talked about how a horrible driver he is, right? We've all heard about it, right? And so they drive, and Michael, you know, he's a better driver, but not a very good driver, right? And they drive and they find some secluded area and they have sex in the car. So I do believe the song Remember the Time, because I don't believe Michael had very many personal encounters like that, sexual encounters like that, because the vitiligo started making him embarrassed to show his skin. And one of the reasons why another big, huge reasons why I don't believe those kids were molested is because Michael would have had to show his ugly skin, okay? His blotchy skin. His kids can't be quiet about that. Kids are honest. They can't be quiet about that. Would have ran and screamed and all that stuff seeing that blotchy skin. That blotchy skin could have been scary. Okay? So anyway, I thought that those were really, really, really kind of important things to talk about. How they missed an opportunity to show Michael as a regular heterosexual guy. Now, one last thing. MJ 1, the Circus Soleil show, was kind of a biography too. MJ Immortal, kind of a biography too, right? Circus shows. MJ the Musical is a biography. None of them had Michael in any kind of relationship. So this one just followed pattern. So that made me less upset about it. But I also do believe that they missed an opportunity to introduce the world to Michael as a regular heterosexual guy. Okay? Teresa and I had a falling out. And we had a falling out because she did not think that Michael faked his death. And so even though we broke bread and we got along and all this other stuff, she did a Shauna before Shauna, you know, try to humiliate me and call me out that I was a bad person because I'm investigating Michael Jackson's death and I'm proving that he faked his death. So me and her had a falling out and we had words over the internet and then she blocked me. But let me see if I can see how she's doing. I haven't seen her in ages. I want to know how she's doing and then I'm leaving. Then I am leaving. Let's look for Teresa Gonzalez, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to look up her name because I think she blocked me. Okay. How you spell her name? Theresa Gonzalez. Gonzalez. Teresa Gonzalez. Here she is. Yep. Okay, I'm not following her. The last time she posted was April 10th. How can this happen again? Oh shit, it's my man's birthday today. How could I forget? Yeah, April 9th, 6 more days to get those taxes or extensions. She's worried about her taxes. She ain't worried about Michael. Okay. Man of War, April 6th. She does still post some Michael stuff. Okay, so I'll show you her page. She's still posting some Michael stuff. Okay, and her book, Remember the Time. Okay, so she's a writer. She writes children's books and stuff. And there you go. There you have it. And with that, I gotta go. And I will talk to you guys next time. Be sure to get your tickets. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to go see it again. Okay. To the Michael biopic. We got to have a big, big opening weekend. It opens tomorrow. So be sure to go see the Michael biopic. Tell a friend. Let's talk up Michael. So many people. I got a couple of interviews in my live document, I just took a couple of interviews from a couple of fans that I had already posted. Okay, let me look at something else to see if there's something I am forgetting to mention in this live. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what I have. There we go. Here, this guy, me and this guy had on the same shirt. Did I show you? We had on the same exact shirt. His is a little like wrinkly, only because of the way he's situated. And then, oh, thank you to everybody. Oh, man, I almost forgot. The plaque is back up. The plaque is back up, y'all. Okay, and it does not have E. Casanova on it. Okay, it does not have E. Cas on it. Let me see. Let me go here and let me go to his.
All right, I'm here at the 2300 Jack.
Okay, hold on. I want to show you the plaque. I want to show you the plaque. Oh, man, I need to go back. Sorry. and then I'll come back, guys. I gotta, let's
All
go
right,
back
I'm
to
here
your
at the
page.
2300 Jackson.
Okay, let's go back here. And come on, pictures. Come on. Where are the pictures? Here we go. So E. Casanova looks to be gone. Remember, E. Casanova was here, and a lot of people use that as a death hoax clue, that Michael wasn't really dead and it wasn't a real plaque because it had E. Cas on here and they weren't all Michael's. So apparently this has been gone for 8 years. Okay, so here are all the photos, and I don't know when they put it back. I don't know when this came back. I don't remember seeing it when they were at 2300 Jackson Street, but I didn't really, oh no, the E-Cas is still there. He's still there. So they didn't even fix it. They just took it down and decided to put it back up. That's E. Casanova. That ain't Michael. It's still there. Oh my God, I got to fix that on my post. I thought it was gone. Nope. Here you go. Here, I thought that may have been a reason why they took it down, but no, E. Casanova, you know, I think he was on one of the side pictures before, but they kept that picture. They kept it, but E. Cas, that's not Michael, that's E. Casanova, okay, which is a Michael impersonator. So now I got to go back to my page and I got to say, nope, E. Casanova is still there. Okay, hold on. Let me fix this. Nope,
Right,
let me edit. Let me edit.
2300 Jackson
Okay,
Street
let me
in Gary,
edit.
Indiana.
Let
On
me
my way
edit.
back to DC from Omaha, Nebraska.
E. Casanova
And,
still there. Plaque is back.
Started from
With
the
E.
backyard, working my way to the
Casanova
front.
still
Some of the
on
fans
it.
have signed a little
Still on
plaques
it.
here.
With E. Casanova
Groundskeeper is,
still.
doing
Oops,
a
sorry guys.
fantastic job.
Hold on. Let me
Keeping everything
close
tight.
this.
Appreciate you, brother.
There we go. Save. Okay. All right. So, we do. Okay. And all you wonderful fans that are sending me the pictures of, that was me last night, of you in front of the Michael poster. Me and Cecil, we went out, had his birthday dinner last night. And that's what I wore. These were the pants that Michael wore with the glittery trim on the side that I just happened. And that was, and do you know the bad performance was the first day of shooting? That was the first day of shooting. And I should, and I, of course, wore my, my red bracelet. You guys can see I got my red bracelet. I had that on last night. I should have took the time and put a armband on, but I'm always trying, fitting in the time. There you go. Hi, Chris. Yeah, there you go. Hi, Kelly. I can't remember everybody's name, but Marcian, it starts with the M. Oh, no, that's Marcian. And I forget her name, but you guys, thank you so much. Thank you. I know her too. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for posting your pictures with the Michael poster. Keep going. Hey, girl. Hey, Linda. Thank you so much for keeping the posters. Keep posting them. Keep sending them to me. Hey, girl. Michaela. Hi. Okay, keep showing. Keep showing them. Keep showing. Okay, oops. I don't want to show that. Okay, that was on private. Keep sending me your pictures with your Michael poster. So everybody, so I'm not mad at the movie. Okay. And with Michael, that was what was in Michael's heart. Now, one last thing. The reason why I give Joe a break, I'm going to tell you guys, I think I've told this story before. The reason why I give Joe Jackson such a break, and then I swear I'm out of here, is number one, all his children, Janet will be 60. Janet will be 60 on May 16th, right? She's still 59. She holding on in the 50s for like 3 more weeks, right? All of them, except for Brandon, who died 1 day after birth, have made it to old age. Michael did not die at age 50. I've proven it, and I will keep proving it, and I will prove it some more in Alive 5. I changed the release date to May for Alive 5, okay? They all kept 10 fingers, 10 toes, right? They're all doing well. They're performing and doing whatever it is they're doing, right? That's Joe Jackson raising, because in the entertainment industry, celebrities have problems. Drug overdoses, even in the ghetto, black people, okay, jail, incarceration, all kinds of drama in their lives. Not Joe Jackson's kids. Michael was addicted only because Debbie Rowe. Oh, another thing. How come they made the nurse, we're talking about vitiligo, what, black? That was Debbie Rowe. They had an opportunity to make that a white woman and the vitiligo. But no, they chose to cast a black woman on that. You know, it's always given Debbie a pass. It's always given Debbie a pass. And Debbie was awful to Michael Jackson. Okay? She addicted him to drugs. It came out of her own mouth. On camera. Aired. Okay? He had to be rescued from her because she was maintaining that addiction. He had to leave. But nope, they ain't gonna make that vitiligo nurse white like Debbie. They gonna make that nurse black, a black woman. Okay? That's a dermatologist, of course, right after the nose surgery came. And of course, it's Joe. Everybody's mad at Joe because Joe called Michael big nose, this, that, and that. Yeah, but y'all loved how he looked with the new nose. Y'all loved how he looked with the new nose. His sales went up. His popularity went up. Everything increased with the new nose. And we can't say that would have happened with the old nose. You know why? Because we don't have the old nose to compare. We only have what is real. What is a fact? Joe is their father. He was their manager. He raised them. He protected them. So very, very true. Now, real quick, this is the last one, I promise. Okay. The reason why I give Joe such a break is because I was in the courtroom in the 2005 trial. Michael was in the courtroom. Joe was sitting right, I could touch him. If I reached out my hand, I could touch Joe. On the other hand, I could touch Catherine. That's how close I was to them. They showed a video. And Michael says in the video, you take one whooping away and I might not be who I am. And I like being Michael Jackson. So he stopped being mad at his father, right? So how am I to hold a grudge when Michael forgave him? And then Michael said, my father is a genius, right? And I saw Joe clap underneath so the jury wouldn't see him clap. I saw it myself. So they became closer friends and forgave each other. Well, Michael forgave Joe. Okay. And then the way that Michael fired Joe was something, right? So at that time, I guess it's true. And Michael really had a part in it because during that period of time, him and Joe were at odds and Joe was overbearing. Okay. And Michael had to break free to become his own man and his own person, kind of like what Janet did as well. Okay. So anyway, guys, and that's why I always give Joe a break, because I could see that scene in my head of Michael saying that. Okay. And that's why I stick up for Joe a lot. And also the outcome. Joe might be 49% an ogre, a Scrooge, a mean person, overbearing, a scoundrel, all that stuff. But the 51% for me, the greater good, is he raised those kids. They entertained the world, the millions, the excitement, all the money that they made. And Michael gave charity. He was able to visit kids and make sick kids feel better. And he was able to donate money and do so many wonderful, feed the kids in Africa, writing the song, We Are the World. And, just so much good came out of what Joe did. And they all still had 10 fingers and 10 toes, and Michael did not die of a drug overdose. And if he did, it was not a street drug. But he didn't. I ain't even going to say if he did. He didn't. Propofol's used in cryonic freezing. That was a cryonic body double. That's it. More of that's coming in a live 5. Okay, guys? Mwah, mwah. Love you all, but I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.